My name is Margaret, and I never thought I'd experience such betrayal from my own child. I had spent decades building a life of hard work, honesty, and integrity. I raised my son, Alex, with the belief that family always comes first. I taught him the importance of loyalty, respect, and perseverance. But somewhere along the line, Alex lost sight of those values, or maybe he never truly understood them. It all started on a seemingly ordinary Thursday afternoon. I had called Alex to discuss some family matters, expecting the usual polite conversation. Instead, I was met with sharp words and cutting disdain. "I'm done with you, Mom," he said abruptly, his tone cold and final. "I don't want anything to do with you anymore. You've been holding me back my whole life. I'm done." I froze. The words hit me harder than I had anticipated. After all the sacrifices I had made, after all the support I had given him, including financially helping him start his first business, he could toss me aside so casually. "Alex?" "Wait," I said, my voice trembling. "You don't mean that. We're family. We can work through this." "No, Mom," he snapped, his anger palpable even over the phone. "I've made up my mind. Stay out of my life. You have no idea how to run things, and frankly, I don't need your advice anymore. I'm doing this on my own." The call ended abruptly, leaving me stunned. I spent the next few hours sitting in silence, processing what had just happened. My heart ached, but beneath the pain, a sense of determination began to form. I refused to be dismissed, not now, not ever. Alex's business was a company he had built from the ground up with my initial financial support. Over the years, it had grown into a multi-million-dollar enterprise, valued at over $10 million. I had always been a silent partner in the background, offering guidance, funding, and advice whenever he needed it. But Alex had never truly appreciated my involvement. He thought he could run the company without my help, and he was about to learn the hard way that success isn't just about ego. I spent the evening gathering documents, emails, contracts, and evidence of my contributions to the company. Every investment I had made, every strategy I had suggested, every legal form I had signed, I had a paper trail. By the time night fell, I had a clear picture. Alex had underestimated me, and now it was time to correct that mistake. The next morning, I contacted my lawyer. I explained the situation calmly, detailing Alex's recent behavior and my involvement in building the company. My lawyer nodded, understanding the delicate balance between family and business. "Margaret," he said, "based on the documentation you have, we can take immediate steps to protect your stake in the company. If Alex refuses to acknowledge your contributions, we can assert control legally. This is serious and it needs to be handled carefully, but you have the upper hand." I felt a surge of empowerment. For the first time in years, I realized that Alex's arrogance had blinded him to the reality. I had played a crucial role in creating the empire he now controlled. And now I could reclaim my rightful place. By midday, I had filed the necessary paperwork. I contacted the board of directors, presenting them with evidence of my contributions, my financial support, and my legal ownership rights. The response was immediate. The board was shocked that Alex had treated me this way, but they couldn't ignore the documents I provided. They called an emergency meeting, summoning Alex and myself. When Alex arrived at the boardroom, he looked confident, even smug. "Mom," he said, smirking, "you're wasting your time. I run this company. You have nothing to say here." I smiled, calm and collected. "We'll see about that," I replied. I handed the board copies of contracts, financial statements, and correspondence showing my substantial involvement in funding and strategizing the company. The room went silent. The evidence was irrefutable. Alex's smug expression began to falter as the board members reviewed the documentation. One by one, the director spoke up. "Alex, this documentation proves Margaret has been a key part of this company since its inception. You cannot dismiss her involvement or her legal stake." Alex stammered. "But I thought what?" I interrupted, my voice steady. "That you could erase someone's contributions just because you don't like them? That's not how business works, Alex." He looked around the room, realizing the gravity of the situation. His hands trembled slightly as he tried to defend himself. But every argument he made was countered by the evidence. Finally, the board reached a unanimous decision. My legal claim to the company was validated. I was reinstated as co-owner with full authority to make executive decisions. The relief and vindication I felt were overwhelming. I had not only defended my contributions, but had also proven to my son that disrespect has consequences even within a family. Later that day, Alex confronted me privately. His face was pale, his arrogance replaced by disbelief. "Mom, I didn't realize." "You didn't realize?" I said, my tone firm. "You didn't realize that every investment, every hour of guidance, every strategy I suggested helped build this company? You thought you could dismiss me and claim it all for yourself?" He nodded, ashamed. I'm sorry. I was wrong." I looked at him, my heart torn between anger and compassion. "Alex, apologies are a start, but actions speak louder than words. You need to understand that respect isn't optional, and arrogance can cost you more than you think." He swallowed hard. "I understand, Mom, I really do. I'll do better." Over the next few weeks, I took an active role in managing the company. Alex, humbled by the events, began to listen rather than dictate. He saw firsthand the expertise and insight I brought to the table, and slowly our relationship began to heal. The experience taught both of us invaluable lessons. For me, it was a reminder that age, experience, and contribution should never be underestimated. For Alex, it was a humbling lesson in humility, respect, and the dangers of arrogance. Looking back, I realized that the phrase "I'm done with you" was not just an insult, it was a challenge. Alex thought he could sever ties and claim independence, but in doing so, he underestimated the woman who had helped build the very foundation of his success. In less than 48 hours, I went from being dismissed to reclaiming authority over a $10 million company. But more importantly, I restored respect within our family and set an example that contributions, wisdom, and experience cannot be ignored even by those closest to you. As I sit in the boardroom today, making decisions and guiding the company forward, I sometimes glance at Alex. He has learned a valuable lesson, one that no amount of money or pride could ever teach him. And though the road to full reconciliation may take time, I am confident that our family and our business are stronger for it. In the end, being underestimated doesn't mean defeat. It means opportunity. Opportunity to rise, prove your worth, and reclaim what is rightfully yours. And that is exactly what I did.